If for directors who might be seeking to rely on either the COVID Safe Harbour provisions or the more general Safe Harbour provisions, what are the evidentiary requirements and how might they differ between the two provisions of Safe Harbour?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Safe Harbour as it stands now, and as it always did operate once it was incepted back in 2017, was that required directors to ensure that they maintained their books and records. It required directors to ensure that their employee entitlements were paid, and also that their taxation obligations were reported. It didn't mandate that they were met, however it was strongly suggested that they ought to be, and if those criteria were satisfied, then they would meet the eligibility to rely upon the Safe Harbour provisions as a defence to insolvent trading.
Right, and I think one of the misconceptions in the market is that Safe Harbour is a destination.
Yes, it's certainly not a destination. I've certainly never been there. I have certainly had it suggested to me that a director is in the Safe Harbour. It is not a form of external administration. It is not a place one can visit. It only operates as a defence to insolvent trading. And so how does a director access it? They meet the eligibility criteria, then they need to go to the next step, which is to develop a plan, a better outcome than the immediate appointment of an external administrator. So the comparison there is, does enacting this plan give rise to a better outcome than the immediate liquidation? Are creditors better off? Is the company better off? And those are the considerations the directors have to make.
And do the directors make that assessment of a better outcome before or after they speak to the advisor? Look,
there's usually some loose ideas about what they want to do, but really here the other criteria, so not an eligibility criteria but a requirement to rely upon it, is that an appropriately qualified advisor is retained by the company, the directors. So that is required. Again, jury's out on who that appropriately qualified advisor needs to be. Generally, people accept that it's a combination of a restructuring specialist, an accountant, who may also be a liquidator with restructuring expertise, and also an insolvency lawyer, a restructuring lawyer, who's able to work as a collaborative team with those directors to develop and implement a better outcome plan. But at the end of the day, that's a decision that sits with the directors of that company.
Yeah.